Hello, we're here for another episode of Coffee and a Side of Tea. I'm Nicholas Gill. I go by Nick, and I'm here today with
My name is Roger Wang.
Awesome. And what's your role at HSU?
I am the Associate Dean of Students here at Humboldt State University.
All right, sounds important. How are you and your family How are you and your family enduring this quarantine?
I think we're doing okay. It's just my wife and I. My wife actually works at HSU too as an academic advisor, and so she's been very busy, because it's advising time. And so we've been sharing the internet fine. We've been relaxing at home. We're both such homebodies, and so just enjoying watching TV and hanging out in our backyard. It has been tough. We have, like a lot of people, we have family who are not in the area. So my mom lives in the Bay Area, and my wife and my brother lives in LA, and then my wife has family in San Luis Obispo area, but also the Bay Area. And so just making sure that they're okay. My mom and my wife's parents are a little bit older, and so just trying to help them without actually being there is tough. But
Yeah,
for us, immediately, we're doing okay.
awesome. And how do you communicate with your family?
I've definitely been calling my mom a lot more. I'm so awful. Usually just calling my mom, it's usually maybe once a week on the weekend when I'll remember. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been calling her pretty much every day just to check in and everything like that. There's not necessarily a lot more free time, but there's a lot more time just hanging out at home. And so I'm not
Yep.
running somewhere or doing something or whatever. So, whenever I have a couple of minutes, I'll give her a call. And so I'm definitely having more time just to check in with my mom.
Perfect. Yeah, I feel that too. I always forget to call when I'm home or when I'm in Humboldt, but now I'm home. I'm like, all right, mom, how you doing again?
Yeah.
Spend the time today.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with your time during this quarantine?
A lot of my job, so my main role on campus is to do kind of the conduct, so student conduct. If a student gets in trouble or is having an issue, that's usually what I am doing. Since most of our students are not here, most students aren't getting in trouble. And so that part of my job has actually been a little bit lighter. I expect that we'll probably have some academic honesty issues just with, we usually do near finals, but especially with moving online, we might have some more of those. But I also oversee our CARE, which is the Campus Assistance Response and Engagement team, and our SDRC department, our VETS department, and our Testing Center department. And so all of those areas have been keeping me busy. So with our CARE team, they help with students who are dealing with extenuating circumstances. Normally that's, people who might have some medical issues or mental health issues or something's going on with their family. Obviously with COVID-19, that's happening a lot. And so there's a lot of referrals over there. So we're helping a lot of students who, who might be having their family who are sick, or they might be sick, not necessarily with COVID-19, or they're just having stressors going back home. And those are, sometimes it can be stressful to be up in Humboldt, but sometimes it can be stressful to be back home. And so we're helping them navigate that. A lot of people have changing responsibilities. If they had kids, all of a sudden they have to do their homework and take care of their kids. Some students have lost jobs, and so kind of help them try to navigate those situations and just kind of help them through the semester. We've had some students who have lost housing because they've either lost their job and can't afford it, or they just had some weird housing situations, or if they were they chose to be homeless, like they were living out of a van, and now they don't have access to showers and all that kind of stuff because those are all closed, or a lot of food. Those areas have been closed. So we've been helping those students get emergency housing for free on campus. So just trying to figure out, how do we adapt our work for COVID-19 with the SDRC testing and METs. You know, they're here to support students who kind of have those different needs. And it's been definitely a challenge moving completely online. I know with SDRC, you know, we have a lot of students who have a hard time focusing in class, and they're used to routine, and then they have to switch to online. And I think that can be hard for anybody, but especially if you have some sort of different ability that might make that specifically challenging. You know, that's definitely been a challenge to support those students.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those students where I just have a hard time focusing in general, and already in class pretty hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Then moving to online lectures, for some reason class got a lot more monotonous.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it can be tough when it can be tough when you're, you know, in front of a computer and you have all these other things to do, and you know, your teacher's talking, and you know, you want to be doing something else, checking email or whatever it is.
Yep.
That can be difficult.
I have a whole room of distractions over here.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for that. It's great to know about these resources we have on campus. I know a lot of people should probably use them more. A lot of people forget that we have them, so look up the SDRC and CARE.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, what's your daily routine like?
You know, it's pretty typical of what it was like you know, when we're in person. I just don't have to get dressed as nice, and I don't have to commute. And so I definitely have a little bit more time in the morning just to get ready and, you know, maybe go to the gym or something like that. I have my own gym and my garage, and so I still work out there. So that's a typical morning. I'll get to work, respond to emails, which is the first thing. There's definitely been a lot more emails generally because that's how we're communicating a lot more. And so yeah. I spend probably the first hour of my day just responding to the emails that happen overnight, whether that's from students or other staff or faculty or something like that. And then most of my day is still meetings. They're just over Zoom. And so Ebony, who's the Dean of Students, and I are on the Emergency Operations Center, the EOC. And so we, along with a bunch of other staff members on campus, are trying to, you know, manage all of the different types of things just to kind of keep the HSU and the institution running during an emergency. Yeah. And so we meet every other day. When this was first starting, we were meeting twice a day. And so it was just a lot of time just to make sure, you know, that people were being safe, that we were communicating. You know, I know we got students and staff and faculty got a ton of emails, right, during spring break and everything like that. A lot of that was over communicating just to make sure people knew, like, this is what's happening. We want to make sure people are safe. And there was just so many unknowns of, like, well, what about if students are going to get paid, or what about commencement and all those kinds of things. And so it's just working through all of that. And right now I think we're in pretty good space, but we're also thinking about, okay, what happens during the summer, what happens during the fall, and trying to figure all of those plans out. So that's part of something that's not usually part of my day, but is now part of my day, is just working on some of those things, just doing a lot of future planning. Still meet with students occasionally over Zoom just to help them navigate through different issues. But I meet with my staff pretty regularly too. You know, I still have my one-on-ones and meet with them and try to support them as best as I can. And so a lot of it is still the same. And some of it is a little bit different, but definitely in having Zoom meetings, there's some benefits to it. Definitely social distancing, it obviously is the main benefit of it, but there's also some downsides in terms of technology issues, you know, being dropped and all that kind of stuff. But also, you know, usually between meetings, you have a little bit of a break to reset. And so, you know, when you're back-to-back meetings now with Zoom, you don't really get that as much time to, you know, walk across campus to your next meeting or anything like that. So it can be pretty exhausting just staring at a screen all day and you know, maintaining focus and trying to work on big projects too.
Definitely, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of were on the topic already, but my next question is, what's your experience with Zoom?
I like Zoom. You know, I think it's pretty typical. I think it depends on, you know, who's facilitating the meeting and Sometimes it can be chaotic if everybody's talking at the same time, but if it can be a big meeting and people are raising, or like a classroom or something, and people are raising hands and people are muted, I think it can be okay. I've definitely had my goofs. He's not in here right now, but I usually have my dog in here. And I forgot to mute one of my meetings, or when I was in a meeting and he was demanding attention, and he hadn't gotten a bath, so I was calling him stinky, and I told him to go lay down and go get his bone, and it was all during a meeting and where I forgot to turn off my mic, and people politely told me, hey, your mic's on and everything like that. And it wasn't that bad, but it was just kind of funny, my conversation with my dog.
I think it's happening to most of us now. Happened to me a couple times too. Well, you really just answered my next question again, which is, have you had any funny or silly moments with Zoom?
That's probably the funniest one. Sometimes I'll have Zoom meetings out in my backyard. I'll have a laptop too. I'm on my desktop right now. And so not too much funny goes out there, but I think people think it's funny to be working outside. But when you're working inside all day and you're kind of quarantined all day, I think it's important to enjoy the sun when it's sunny. Humboldt isn't always sunny, and so when it is sunny, you kind of got to enjoy it. And if you can work outside for a little bit and get some sun rays, then I say go for it.
I agree, 100%. Well, transitioning to those happy notes, is there anything you'd like to share with our HSC community that might help us stay motivated and stay positive during these times?
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot going on right now, so I think it can sometimes be tough to stay positive. I think something that I've been doing is making sure you're just giving yourself space. This is not something that is typical. I don't think anybody has dealt with this in the past to the same level where, we have social distancing and stay-at-home orders. And so just giving yourself a break in terms of some of your expectations. That's something I tell my staff is, you're going to have to change your expectations of what a typical day looks like and the work you're going to be able to kind of be able to do, because not only is work changed, but also like our whole world is different. Everything is changing day to day. We can't plan for, what am I going to do in fall? It's more like, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do next week? And that might change. I know that's especially true right when this all was happening is, when are we going to be back? Maybe a month. And now it seems like maybe fall, we're not sure. and so, and so many states are doing so many different things, and our federal government's doing a bunch of things. And so, just taking time for ourselves, taking self-care. I still walk my dog. I still exercise. I, take breaks when I need to take breaks. And I think it's also just changing your mindset. I think it's important too. A lot of times when we're in front of our computer, we just check Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Sometimes it's good to disconnect. We have sometimes information overload. There's so much news going out, there's so much, bad and good things going on. And so it's important just to I'm just not going to pay attention to that stuff right now. I think it is important to pay attention to what's going on in our world, but also you need to know when to take a break for yourself.
I agree so much.
Yeah. I think something, for our students, it can definitely is tough. I know so many students who are graduating and were so excited for commencement. Their families were excited. And that this is really difficult to move online. And I know a lot of students who are really struggling. And so just to be resilient, to keep pushing. You've been resilient. You've made it this far. The power outages aren't the same thing, but you made it through so much just this year. And so just keep pushing. Give yourself some space, ask for help when you need help. I know a lot of our faculty have been pretty lenient, and if you need help, reach out to the Dean of Students office or reach out to, whoever it is, and ask for that help. And, when this is all over, we'll celebrate, we'll have another commencement, we'll figure it all out. But just to kind of take care of yourself right now.
Yep. Well, you said so many things better than I could have ever said them. My dad is definitely a fan of being in information overload. He just is glued to the TV, always watching the news. And anything I say, he's like, "Oh, well, this happened over here," and he's like, "This other thing happened over there too." I'm like, "Dang, are you Googled that? Come on!"
Yeah.
Like he just knows everything a little too well, and I'm like, "We need a break, like for your own
Yeah.
well-being too," because he's getting stressed out. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that
there's so
fine
much,
line of knowing
yeah, and
how
there's
much is
so much
good.
misinformation too. And so it's
Hmm.
good to just like, okay, maybe I need to double check that. And I sometimes will do that. It's like, I mean, I was suspicious of the $1,200 stimulus check, and I still haven't got mine, but I was like, okay, well, what is this? And I had to do some my own research to say, like, I can't just read an article title. I actually have to dig deep and figure out what's going on and check multiple sources. and
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
that can take a lot of time, but knowing when to do that and when to take a break.
Hmm. Well, speaking a little bit to free time, have you had a chance to watch all the Star Wars movies all over again?
I've done that. What we're actually doing, we finished season 3 of Ozarks, which I really
Oh,
enjoyed. If you like, I love Breaking Bad, and so it's similar to Breaking
nice,
Bad. I love Jason Bateman, and so that was a really good show. So my wife and I were watching that. We're actually rewatching the Marvel Cinematic Universe in
nice.
chronological order. So we just watched Doctor Strange. I think we have um, Black Panther next or something like that. And so
Sounds
we've been
right.
watching a movie every night. And so that's been fun too.
That's really cool.
And yeah, definitely watching a lot of TV and movies.
That's smart. Movie a day. I should do that with my
Yeah.
parents too.
What have you been watching?
Oh, I've been watching a little bit of everything. I've been watching. My parents and I watched the show, The Last Kingdom on Netflix. My dad's a
Yeah, I
big
think I've
fan
heard of
of
that.
like, yeah, it's really cool. It's like Game of Thrones, but instead of dead ice zombies, there's Vikings.
Oh, cool.
That's the best way for me to explain it in a simple way. And yeah, I've been watching some anime here and there, and finally started watching Atlanta on Hulu.
Okay.
Always love Donald Glover, so trying to watch that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying to stay occupied with little things here and there. All right. Second to last question now. Why did you choose to work at HSU?
I was an HSU alum, so I graduated in 2011, and I'm originally from the Bay Area, and I came up to Humboldt to get away from my mom. Even though I love my mom, I couldn't stay at home, and I didn't like the heat. My brother went to SoCal; he went to UC San Diego, and I said, "Where's the farthest north I can go, but still be in state?" And that was
Exactly how I feel.
HSU. Yeah. The first time I was on campus was orientation. I didn't do any like a preview event. I just went for it. And I definitely struggled my first semester, but I really grew to love HSU. I think after I graduated and kind of reflected about my time at HSU, I really think what HSU does really well is it challenges students and puts them out of their comfort zone. For a lot of students, it is, your first time away from home. It might be a first time living with other people. You're independent. I know I got a lot more opportunities. I was a RA for 2 years and then a student assistant when I was a student here. And I know I don't think I would have got those same opportunities or would have had so many great supervisors if I wasn't at HSU. If I was at a bigger school, I think that would have been a more of a challenge. And
Definitely.
so that's something I've seen working as a professional too, is I see so many students be able to get, student employment or get internships or research or get involved in the clubs. And I think that's a much more higher percentage or just, those experiences are more valuable at HSU. And they create a community and they learn those skills to really know how to be independent and survive and thrive. And so after actually I graduated, I moved all the way upstate New York. I didn't know anybody in New York. I don't have any family. But I was able to be, I really enjoyed my time there. I was really, I think, pretty successful there. And I don't think I would have been able to do that if I had just gone to like a college near my house, because I wouldn't have learned those skills to like how to make friends, how to network, how to just take care of myself, do groceries, all those kinds of things if I was staying at home. And so, I really like working at HSU. I've been working here, since 2013. So it's about 7, 8 years now, in different positions. Before this, I was a residence life coordinator, and then I was an EOP advisor. I just love working with HSU students. We have a lot of first gen students. We have a lot of students who, I think I see a lot of students who have the similar experience that I did. We have so many students who are just so active in their community, or politically active, or just so passionate about things. And that's why I love working with HSU students, is they're just so excited about things and really want to make a difference in the world. It's more than just a degree. I think they're really here to do something. And that's not the same experience I've had at other schools, where maybe it is just a degree, or maybe this is just a stepping stone, or whatever it is. And that's all fine and everything, but I really love working with students who are just really passionate about what they're doing.
Yeah, that's so right. And I really thought about it that way, but yeah, Humboldt really does really get out of your comfort zone. Humboldt was the first time I got out of my house. I used to live on my own, and it was a rough adjustment at first, but then after I got through it, I came out a lot stronger and learned a lot of cool skills I didn't even realize I had, like grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few people, when I think about it, they don't know how to grocery shop, who are my friends, and I'm like, really? Come on. It's just buying food.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really true. Well, to end things off, I just have a little speed round of don't think, just answer this or that question. So are you ready?
Yep, I'm go for it.
All right, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Coke or Pepsi?
Neither, but if I was going to choose one, probably Coke.
All right. Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Singing or dancing?
Ooh, probably dancing.
All right. iOS or Android?
I have only iPhones, but I prefer Androids, so I guess Androids.
What's worse, laundry or dishes?
I think laundry. I do dishes listening to podcasts, so that makes it go by pretty quick.
There you go. A little loophole right there. What's better with a movie, candy or popcorn?
Candy.
All right. Does toilet paper go in the over or under position?
The correct way, I don't know if I think it's over, where the flap is facing towards you and not the wall.
Book or TV?
TV.
Then book or ebook?
Book.
All right. And ocean or mountain?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably say ocean.
There you go. And last one, breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast. I love breakfast food. I could eat it every meal.
Me too. All right. Well, that concludes my questions. Do you have any other questions left?
No, this was awesome. Thanks for interviewing me, and thanks for taking time to do this. This was a lot of fun.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for having the time to do this. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. You have a good day. Good luck with your semester. Good luck to everybody's semester who's watching.
Yeah. Thank you. You too. I hope you won't have too many kids coming at you at the dishonesty center.
Hopefully not.
Take care.
All right. Bye.